Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the Hog Handbook for Town Hall 8. A long time no see. Okay, in this video I will go over the 3 attacks this war, the 3 Hog attacks, you'll see what they did. I will point out the good and the bad of each attack, and what they could have improved on in the attack. And this will give you a good idea of what a hog attack looks like, the things to expect, the mistakes not to make. But even the important thing to notice is even though each of these attacks has their own little bit of mistake or things that they could have done a little better, the attacks is still overwhelmingly successful. At the end of every single attack, there are many troops left to clean up. The bases just get annihilated, and it really proves why hogging at Town Hall 8 is such a good idea. And you should do it while you can, because at Town Hall 9 it's a lot harder. And at Town Hall 7 it's possible, but there's a lot of risk. Alright, so we'll jump into the first one with Ugly's attack here. Now I'll show you this bit by bit. There will be a lot of pausing and a lot of explaining, but bear with me here. Okay, now we already went over this base. Very lurable castle. Bomb spots can be healed on. King, lurable and kill, and poison for the skeleton traps. Now, already, now he did lure the clan castle troops, good, but he chose the side with the king. He could have just as easily chose this side, and it wouldn't require as many hogs as it does over here, because there isn't a king to chop them up. Again, not a big deal. Raid is still fully successful, but any chance you can get to conserve hogs, you should take it. Now look at his composition. He used 3 hogs there, so he had 32 hogs, 40 archers, clan castle of whatever, I believe it's wizards, 3 heals and a poison spell. Perfect. Now there, another mistake, I guess you could say. It's basically a waste of a poison spell, because the poison spell is not going to do significant damage to the dragon. It's going to do, at level 1, it's at level 2, so roughly 300 damage over 20 seconds, which is nothing compared to what a bunch of archers would do to it. So now the poison spell should always be saved for skeleton traps. As soon as the skeleton trap pops, boom, drop the poison spell on it. Skeletons are no longer an issue. Okay, now he released his hogs. Notice that he did a double release, which is totally fine. There's no real way that's better than another way. Each base dictates ways that can be advantageous at times, but with just about any base you could choose your drop any way you want. You could do 2 drops, you could do 1 drop, you could do a line. A line happens to be one of my favorites, but it's not much better than any other way. Now remember, we have a spot up here that could be a giant bomb, and when you're healing, you always want to preemptively heal. Okay, so if you think they're going to possibly get blown up, drop the heal before they get to the bomb spot. Now, timing is everything. If you wait till your hogs get to these mortars, you will be able to find out if this is actually a giant bomb or if it's a Tesla. If a Tesla pops right here, you don't need to use a heal unless your troops are about to die. Now I believe he does it before they get there and pop the Tesla. So he ends up healing his troops right there. See, now he didn't necessarily need that. Is it a good thing? It's good that his troops are fully healed, so it's not really anything fully wrong. But anytime you waste a heal, or use a heal preemptively, like prematurely, then you might not have one later on when you do need it. Okay, now he's coming up on 2 more possible bomb spots right here. Now actually Tesla's popped here, so we know it's not even a double, even though it wouldn't have mattered. So he's going to want to preemptively heal. He could just use 1 heal, cover both spots. But because there's wizard towers and the hogs have split, which means there's going to be some hogs over here and some over here, I would suggest, and I believe he does, a heal on each side before the bombs show up. Boom, heal, heal. Good placement, good timing. The hogs did hit the 2 bombs, so now there's only 1 bomb left. Now, up here, 4 spots for bombs. He'd never preemptively sent hogs in to check these bomb spots. Should he have? Yes. Can he get away with not doing it? Now he can, due to a certain degree of luck that these were actually bombs. Now, if those weren't bombs, he used all his heals. All 4 of these could be bombs. Would kill all of his hogs. But it worked out. Now also notice he's got skeletons on him. See those little guys? Now he could drop a poison spell. It would melt those right away. Now there's the last bomb. Because he used all his heal spells, the hogs are stuck at that health. Now, when you're attacking a base with hogs, you're gonna want to, if you're not gonna kill the king off with your king, in a normal situation, you're going to want to place the hogs in a spot that, say, I don't know, maybe here, maybe release them, or here, so that they basically travel all around the base and save the defense closest to the king for last, because the hogs will not attack any troops or any heroes until every defense has fallen. So if you can keep him under the king's attack radius for the shortest amount of time before they turn around and kill the king, that is the best possible way to do it. Now, like I said, the king isn't going to stop your attack from being successful if you run through him and then kill all the traps and come back to him. You could still be okay, but there is always the risk. See that the hogs separate into small groups. All of the hogs have half health or less, which means they are either 1 or 2 hits away from dying. So now that the group's split up, what if this group shows up to the king? There's only 4 hogs at half health. Say there are only 4 hits. The king's going to win that battle. Still have a lot of health left. Hogs are going to be dead. Next group shows up after. Small group of hogs, 1 hit each. King doesn't die. Last group finally gets to the king. They might kill it. They might not. They might also all die by 1 hit. So you're always going to want all of your hogs chasing him at one spot. So if you save the last defense over here, it doesn't matter if the hogs split up and they're over here, here, here. They're all going to come in after this last defense. So basically when that defense falls, every single hog left, maybe even 20 of them, are going to turn around on this king, and he's going to die in the blink of an eye. So that is always the safer way to do it, is to save the, make sure your hog's path so that the king is last. But it is also not necessarily something you have to do. You can also use your king to get rid of the king, and then you don't have to worry about it. So that's why we talked about that. Now he did release his king and some wizards to take care of this king. So in the end, it totally works out. Now this king's gonna die. He has a bunch of wizards left. He has the king left, and he has some 10, 12 hogs left. So basically he has an exorbitant amount of troops left to clean up the space. Look at, things are just falling everywhere. Almost like this is at a double speed, but it's not. So he just destroyed this base. I pointed out a couple mistakes, and even with those mistakes, just murdered the base. So that's why hogging is so dominant at Town Hall 8, and you should all definitely level up your hogs and work on learning how to hog. We'll move on to the next one, JY's attack. So, what do we got here? Got an easy lureable castle. Boom. Sent one hog in. He lured the clan castle, and found he popped these 2 Teslas. So now we know those are not giant bomb spots. So that was a great move on his part, even if it was unintentional to do that. Now, if he sent another one here, another one here, another one here, and here, he could essentially eliminate all risk. So now we know the only bomb spot in the base, right here, is it's the only possible spot for a bomb in the base now. Now this is a great base because it has a builder hut to anchor your troop on to lure these out here. So that's good. That is a good thing. Now notice down near the king, around here, sends a Hagen. Why? To mitigate another possible bomb spot. Pops, find out it's a Tesla. Now we know there are no giant bombs inside the base. Now, could he have mitigated the other ones? Yes. Did he? No. Will he be okay? Most likely. But he could have eliminated the most likely and made it a sure okay by possibly mitigating the rest of these bomb spots. Now, this is the perfect time to drop your king and take on this king before the hogs enter the king's radius, and then he locks onto the hogs, because then he'll be trapped in here. Your king can't get to him. He's going to chop up a couple of your hogs, not enough to halt your attack, but it's always good to have as many hogs as possible. So if you send your king in here now, your king would kill him. By the time he's done killing your king, all of these defenses will be gone, and your king will have free reign to just clean up all of this trash for you. Always important to have a good cleanup strategy. Drop to heal, drop more heals. He knows that there are no giant bombs in the base, so he's using all of his heals whenever the hogs need it. He doesn't need to plan ahead with the heals. Notice the king chopping up some hogs. Now notice there were no skeleton traps. That usually means they are set to air. So that is a good thing for him. He doesn't even need to use his poison spell. Look at that nice, beautiful line of hogs. He's got some 10, 12 left. They're killing things in the blink of an eye here. As the last defense, now they're going to spread out, start the cleanup. Now they trigger a bomb. Now because he has no heal spells, if he hits another bomb, he will be in trouble because he didn't try and expose that bomb ahead of time. So there is a risk. He's right now he's released some troops and his king on the king, killed the king. Now look at this, is important. When you're releasing cleanup troops, always release them in separate spots. You don't want to release all of your troops in one spot because we know there's no giant bombs in the base. Say they hit a giant bomb, even if it was right here, and all his troops were together, all those cleanup troops are gone. Which, if you don't have enough cleanup troops, you won't clean the base in the 3-minute limit. You'll end up with 2 stars. So it's always important to release them spaced apart evenly, so that if they do trigger a giant bomb, you only lose a small percentage of your cleanup team. And there's one right there. Boom, one whiz gone. The rest are still alive. So that's good. Now 2 bombs are triggered. Cleanup team is going wild right now. Boom. Last bomb's triggered. He only lost 1 wizard. Now his team is basically free to just clean up. There's almost nothing that can stop him. Look at all of those wizards. Look at all of those hogs. He's got a hero still. The cleanup is insane. Now, like I said, he did a couple of things wrong, and he still demolished this base. If you don't realize yet that hogging is superior at Town Hall 8, then I don't think I can help you. We even have another attack left by Reznov. This one is This one is different because it's a troll base, so some of the mistakes are not necessarily mistakes. They're kind of just well planned for. Now, luring the troops, it's good. Didn't take him much. It was an easy lure. Now, this is one of the things that I would tell you not to do in most cases. I would tell you to save your poison spell for the skeleton traps, but he has to spend most of his cleanup troops, like the wizards and such, testing for the troll base Teslas that I talked about, and the possible giant bombs next to them. So he doesn't have much to kill the clan castle troops, and since the clan castle troops are tier 1, tier 2 troops that will die under a poison spell, he decides to go with that method and possibly save his raid. So this is one of the very few exceptions to the rule of poison spells for skeleton traps. Like I said, if you can mitigate 3 out of the 4 and you just have skeletons left, they won't halt your entire raid. They will only halt some of it. Now, there he goes. He released the king to take out that king. Is that good? Yes. Could he have done it better? Yes, because he is aware that this base might be a troll base. So he could have launched the king from this spot. He would have found out if there was a Tesla here, and if there was, the king would have destroyed it, and then continued on to finish off the enemy's king. He also started his raid without mitigating these possible bomb spots. So that's something he could have done. He can still do it during the raid if he saves some hogs, but it's easier just to get it done out of the way in the beginning. He's releasing them all on one point. Nothing wrong with that. It's sad that his hogs didn't go to the left, which is going to cause his king to die, but because they all went to the right, one heal spell covers all of the hogs, so that's always economical. Now, there's no bombs inside the base except for maybe up there, but like we discussed before, they might path to this one, but they will never cross both of these giant bombs, so he doesn't necessarily need to worry about those because he's just going to travel across the defenses. And cleanup troops will hit these. So he can get away with using all of his heal spells relatively prematurely, I guess you could say, keeping the hogs at full health. Now boom, there is no single there. And there is no single there, or double. So that means it is likely a troll base, and as you can see, we have the hog, or the dragon, taking out that Tesla. Good move. He released it here on the edge. He could have released it here, but then he wouldn't have found out if there was a Tesla there. And he knows basically now that there were no bombs up there that this is a troll base. It's almost a guarantee. So he made the smart move, released it down there, cleared out one of the Teslas, and effectively cleared out one of the bombs because the hogs do not have to travel down there now. He's already started his cleanup up here because there are no more defenses up there. He has released wizards over here to clean out that Tesla, and he's now releasing more wizards over here to clean out that Tesla. So effectively he is there, he even popped a giant bomb right there. So now there are no giant bombs that the hogs will ever have to cross. He's got a dragon left, he's got 12 hogs left, 4, 5, 6 wizards left, an overwhelming amount of troops to clean up, and he cleans it up very quickly. Another base flattened by a standard hog attack. So, very effective attack. I hope that all of you have been converted to what is known as hogging. It can definitely help us gain a lot of stars. As you see, as far as I know, those were the only 3 hog attacks the entire time, and it's not like someone hogged and got 2 stars. There were just strictly 3 hog attacks. Every single one was a 3-star. Now, go wipe, sometimes you get 2 stars. Dragon, if they go do stupid stuff, you can get 2 stars. Hogs, they do what you want them to. So it's basically all you need is 1 attack, and the base is 3-starred. Now, if we could get all of these lower bases 3-starred, like these should never be left. We should never have 2-starred bases down here. That's just, it's pretty unacceptable. Because this war, they kind of gave up, it was fine. But now, if those were hoggable bases, we released hogs in there first, then everyone still has second attacks to put anywhere they want. Because that would be 3-starred and out of the way. Now, I'm going to add in a little tip here when creating your bases. As you've noticed, I explained why some double bombs are not really an issue. Even though a double bomb, if you hit it, both will kill your troops. A lot of people place them incorrectly. They don't place them between defenses, so the hogs do not travel across them, and they don't matter. Like, say you normally place them by the town hall. A hog is not going to go after town hall, so it's just going to avoid that section. You're going to want to place them in basically like right here. There's a defense here, defense here, defense here, defense here, defense here. Now, just about any way that the hogs path here, say they go here, then here, they're going to travel across here, they're going to trigger both of those giant bombs. Or if they're coming from here to here, they're going to trigger both those giant bombs. Even if they trigger one, this would fall fast enough, the mortar here, that by the time they got to the second giant bomb, they would be still at 3/4 of their health. They might still die. The other ones are the same way. Defense here, defense here, defense here. So if they were coming from this direction, they're generally going to have to cross this path. Now this one, I guess they could bounce here, but by the time they got to the wizard tower, they would likely cross too. These aren't the best placements, but they're good enough. Especially with the queen there. She's deadly. But that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful. I really hope you guys use it, and I would really love to see more people hog in our wars, because I guarantee we would add many more stars onto our overall star count if every single one of our town halls could hog. Doesn't mean they would have to every war. Dragoon is still a very strong attack. Go wipe for bases that can't be Draglooned or hogged is a very strong force attack. So you have many options in Town Hall 8. It is the prime time to be at war. It gets a lot harder once you get to Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10. So enjoy it, make the most of it, and I'll leave it at that. I'll see you in the game, guys.